Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm with my buddy John, and it's crunch time. A few more days to Halloween. I gotta get a whole bunch of Halloween videos uh, up for it. And it's weird having Halloween on Tuesday.
What was that?
I don't know, because usually, well, I mean, it's always nice when you have it's like a Friday or Saturday, you know. Um, and we're here to review VHS 85. And it seemed like we just saw the last one a year ago. I mean, I've been really impressed with the VHS series. That's one of my favorite anthology series. And I like how they do the stuff. Man, it really looked like it's shot on VHS camera. And like there was a thing when you see like that staticky stuff at the bottom. I almost asked John to adjust the tracking. That was so funny. I remember they even did a movie about that, adjust the tracking. And oh, what was I gonna say? I remember watching these with my dad. I remember watching the very first one. I still think the most memorable one was that girl. Remember those guys picked up that girl and she ended up being really freaked out and stuff like that, crazy?
Yep.
Yeah, that's one I really remember. This one is really trippy. I don't think, there's a little bit of humor, but not that much. And it's more disturbing and really bloody once it gets going. I mean, because I remember last year they had that Double Dare episode, which was really, really funny. I really liked it. And yeah, this is a lot of fun. I mean, once it gets going, I remember having dreams of like watching stuff on VHS that are really disturbing, and I have seen some really disturbing stuff that bothered me growing up, even especially in the '90s with the documentaries and stuff like that. Stuff I never thought I'd see. Like, oh my god, I'm blown away. And I think with the VHS, and it even makes it look more realistic. In here, there's stuff about they had like a earthquake, and that stuff looked real. It really did. Uh, yeah, I really liked it. I give it a yeah, 9.5 out of 10. What do you think, John?
It's not too bad. They're talking about doing sci-fi stories for the next one.
Well, they have some sci-fi stuff there. That'd be
I
fine.
all science fiction.
Oh, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I really liked the movie. And I don't. Yeah, that sounds great. Well, they could do sci-fi.
I think Trick or Treat's still my favorite anthology movie.
Trick or Treat.
There's rumors again that he's starting to work on a sequel finally to that and Krampus.
My favorite still is Creepshow, the original Creepshow. I would say Creepshow one of my. I mean, but boy, they really dropped the ball with Creepshow 3. But that wasn't Romero's fault. Taurus bought Laurel, but now they're making up for it with the Creepshow episodes on Shudder. Finally,
Right.
made up for Creepshow because Creepshow 3 was an abomination. Also, I wanted to say something that John sent me last night. I was on a live stream with Chloe, and I said that Richard Mull passed away.
Yep.
And he was the one
Bull from Night Court.
Bull from Night Court. A lot of horror movies too.
He was in Scary Movie. Yeah. I think it was the first Scary Movie.
Yeah.
He was in House. He's been in a bunch of stuff over the years.
Yeah, Evil Speak. The Dungeon Master, one of my favorite. That was an anthology movie too, but very bizarre.
I don't know if I've ever seen that one.
That was from Empire Movies, and it was weird because I remember I saw like Good Bad Flicks was doing that analysis of it. I mean, that was one to play in the drive-ins, and there was a scene they even had like an extended scene that they cut out of the movie, and the movie was only 70 minutes as it is, so I'm surprised that they made it even shorter. Wasp was in that movie too. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's about this guy doing all these little tasks. PG-13 is a fun movie. He was in Ghost Shark, Evil Speak, and a bunch of other stuff. I didn't know he was that, because I remember mostly from Bull from Night Court. I didn't know he was that big in the horror scene. And no, it was cool. I haven't seen him do anything in a while, but there's probably some other stuff he's done. He's probably always working.
Going back to the movie, it's like the third episode was a lady doing like a performance piece.
Yes.
And about how gone from the old gods to worshiping technology,
Yes.
which kind of takes from American Gods by Neil Gaiman. Also a little bit of the movie Lawnmower Man.
Yeah.
Because the movie Lawnmower Man has really nothing to do with the Stephen King short.
Yeah.
Although I think they did adapt a short. It might have been, I can't remember what it was on. But anyways, she starts talking about virtual reality, and they're showing some guy with like this headset he's demoing.
Yeah.
And I was telling Jason, I forget what year it came out. Would have been the '80s. Nintendo had what was called Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
It's a VR headset. Now that was like out of nothing I could afford back then. I don't think I even had Nintendo then. But you could demo it at wherever it was. It might have been like Sears or somewhere. Yeah. And they had sitting it was just like look into it. But it's real basic. So it was like, say, it was like Mario Tennis, but it's like you got a black screen, but then the outline of Mario in red, and he's in the foreground. Then there's a tennis net and behind him, so it's kind of a 3D. So it was really basic looking and not too exciting, just because it was so. Well, that's probably all they could do back then.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's not that far from you know, the Atari 2600 and your 8-bit stuff. But then they also came out with a Nintendo glove that you could use to move around.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I was showing Jason that because he never heard of the Virtual Boy.
Yeah. Well, I knew of the glove, but I thought it was just for regular gaming used with the console and stuff.
Yeah, but they had this.
Used for that.
They had this virtual reality headset back.
Oh, that's cool.
Then I think I can't remember if that was before or after the glove. Might have been before. I don't know.
Well, I remember they had ads for that on American Ladder. Said now you're playing with power. Nintendo, and they used to have commercials for the Tetris Game Boy and stuff like that too. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, the only virtual reality I've seen, I remember I got my nephew this virtual reality Spider-Man game, and you had to make sure it was up to the light, or you couldn't really see anything. I mean, that was kind of basic too, but he liked it when he was real little. And then we played some virtual reality at the I Review Movie House,
which Jason has a video on. If you if you haven't seen it, check it out.
Yeah,
adults only.
yeah, there's a lot of cursing that one. Yeah, it was cool. I really liked it. And then when she started doing the performance, it's kind of like some Laurie Anderson ASMR bizarre thing. But I mean, the movie is really, really trippy. Like I said, I really liked it. And like I said again, recipes to both. And I didn't know he said he was 80.
I didn't say anything.
I mean, no, in the news report, I think it said it was 80. I didn't know he was that old. I thought maybe like 70 or something like that. I didn't know. But I mean, I said that in Glowing, and then I had Spoof didn't know by name, but I told her, and then on the chat, I remember, I think Smile for Dawn was saying, like, both a Night Court. I said, yeah. So, I mean, recipes to Richard Mull, and also, VHS 85 is really good. And so that's it, everybody. So until next time, everybody, please take care of my Legion.